Shout out to USARK and all USARK members. If you don't know what USARK is, don't be ashamed. Just go ahead and click the third link in the description below. See what USARK is all about, okay? You never know when legislations are going to hit your backyard, so that's why it's very important to consider becoming a USARK member today. These numbers really do matter, and they look at it for consideration when it comes to battling legislation. So first and foremost, thank you, Phil Goss. Thank you to anybody out there who partners up and volunteers with USARK organization. Thank you for anyone out there who's a USARK member. And if you can't become a USARK member today, please talk about it on your platforms. Let your neighbors know, let all your pet stores know what USARK is here for, and it's here to fight for our animal rights. Thank you to every USARK member and USARK supporter out there. Cheers.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, the coolest reptile network in the world, episode 680. New breeder on the block. This is the recap episode, sorta. I'm your boy MJ. What is good? Mondays, let's go. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that notification bell. Select all. You'll be reminded every podcast dropped here out of the Reptile Network. Your boy MJ, and of course, Biggie. Top G, Villarino Reptiles in the building.
What's up? Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. I mean, whatever it is, whatever time it is.
Dragging ass today. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Hey, you had a hell of a time, huh?
Yeah, man. You know, you suffer. You know, when you leave your collection and you go do have, you know, even when it's work, right? I got sent on work to go do that, but you know, yeah, it was a lot of fun as well. But yeah, man, you know how it is. But I'm happy to be here. Listen, I'm not going to be on Tuesday or Thursday this week, so I was like, I can't miss this Monday no matter what. Yeah, I'm taking a break this week. A lot of things happening, a lot of pieces moving on this end of the world here. But anyways, man, I'm good. Can't complain. What's good with you though? Vending? You just vended this weekend?
Yeah, vended. This is my home show pretty much because they rarely do a Miami show, right? It's like once every 3 to 5 years. But Pembroke Pines is 40 minutes from home, and you know, it's great. You know, myself, MORPH Jungle get to rep there. You know, a lot of, you know, local homies. It was a great show. It was a packed house. We did good. We're gonna get some residual sales from there as well. Place was packed, and that's all you ever want, you know. So
who throws that show?
that was a Repticon show. Yeah, place was packed.
Awesome. I will say one thing that got me, you know, I felt great inside as I was on my trip. You know, I was going through Instagram, and obviously I saw you there with your crew, but then I saw, you know, the homie Brock set up with Big C, obviously our sis, you know, Krista, and Krista just finally freshly moved from I think it was Missouri, right? She was in Missouri. And now she's there down in Florida with you guys, and to see her all set up a part of that whole chapter now, dude, it's pretty legit, man. I'm excited for all you guys, man. It's the group is growing down there for sure.
I was introducing her to all the homies, all the real pros in the show circuit in Florida. Man, we got some really good friends down here that we rep right and we do our thing. And yeah, man, it's gonna be good for her. I was very happy to spend time with her, and it's great, man. I love it. She's great. She's amazing. You know, what else can I say?
Speaking of good friends, good people, Winston, what a guy. He's back. I'm excited for this. Refresh my memory. He's been on Trap Talk, which fuck, God, don't tell me. Now, listen, the fact that he's coming on this soon when it took me years to bring him on to begin with, I just can't remember. It was just him and I, right? You weren't a part of that one, correct?
No.
Okay, so this is gonna slap even better because we all know once Big E's are in the mix, who knows where this is gonna head tonight? But it's gonna be epic because dude, Winston's killing it, dude. He's been killing it.
Yeah, he's great. He's one of the best positive figures. Happy, outgoing, super nice guy. Like, this guy is like full of energy. I love to be around the guy. The guy is lives, breathes, and everything. Lives, bleeds ball pythons. 20 plus years in the game, has done everything. He's amazing. So
yeah,
can't wait to talk to him.
And listen, tons of people out there who give great advice in the ball python game, but tonight I would take notes for sure, because this guy Winston definitely has his shit down. Been a part of the game for years, as a lot of you guys know. Brock's right hand man, and vice versa on that, dude. They work hand in hand together, and they fucking smash the game. So you guys are in for a treat. I just want to go ahead. Did you want to say something?
Let me say, guys like Brock Wagner, guys like Winston, myself, we have 6+ ball python lives, meaning that most people last 5 to 6 years in this game. Okay, so listen to this guy tonight. He's got, you know how they say cats have 9 lives?
Yeah.
These guys have 6 or 7 in the ball python game, and more. And it's gonna keep going and going and going. So we're like old men. So
I got 1 life, almost 2 lives, almost.
Yeah.
Right? You're going by 5 years, right?
Yeah, but the way you're going with chondros and everything, you could add on that. You could multiply that.
Yeah, listen, if it's one thing that, again, we should all be excited about tonight, as far, things that we could all do better to grow in the ball python game. Because I will say, is as easy as it can be, it's also easy to get like almost complacent and not actually kind of challenge yourself. And the ball python game is always challenging if you're doing the right thing. So we're going to get in tonight. Just want to remind everybody that Trap Talk Reptile Network is 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. So wherever you listen to any of these episodes, thank you so much. Just want to remind you that you can also listen to all these episodes, all major audio platforms. So if you're more on the audio side of things, just make sure you head over to Spotify, Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, wherever, and make sure you check out all those episodes on the audio platforms as well. If you're looking for exclusive content, if you want to get more out of what you see out of each episode, kind of get special insights of what I have going on here with the breeding side of things, just come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Please do not waste any time. Click the very first link in the description below. As soon as you join, get connected with some sick-ass new trap merch that I have released, and it's going to be going down, man. A lot of other cool things in store for all the Patreon members. So I appreciate all my Patreon members. You guys are my heart, man. Really means a lot. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by Prog's MORPHs. What is going on here? Uh-oh. Why is this doing this? There we go. All right. Dude, you know what? It's done this before. Emilio, we have technical difficulties right now, bro. I don't know. It's just being weird. So I love all my sponsors. I'm going to give you guys a shout out in the middle so we can figure this out. But we're just going to bring Winston on. Are you cool with that or what? I got to figure this out. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, Emilio said, yeah, let's bring him on. I need you to confirm.
No dancing today?
All right, listen, dude, nothing's perfect in life, all right?
Yep.
But Winston's perfect, so here we go, all right? Do what you got to do to get your mind right. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated. Episode 680, the comeback, the recap, WHS Reptiles coming at you right now. Holy shit, let's go. Choo!
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it.
And we're live, episode 680. Winston, welcome back, buddy. Welcome
What's up,
back.
guys?
Yo.
So, your sound check didn't go too, perfect, but it worked out. Same thing with Winston, man. Listen, nobody's perfect.
Yep. Well, hey, at least I got the mic and the camera active, so that's a big plus.
Dude, welcome back to Trap Talk. First time on a Monday night. I'm excited that you're here with me and Emilio.
Yeah.
You've been busy, guy. You've been real busy, right?
Yeah, the season's just starting. I mean, I know you've had some other Florida breeders on. I'm sure Emilio's mentioned it more than once, but we had kind of a tough drought this year. Hot, dry, not completely conducive to breeding ball pythons. So it made the season a little bit of a challenge, but I mean, I'm just getting started. I think I might have 5 clutches hatched, and I'm pulling clutches every day. So, so I'm excited for what the rest of this year has to offer. Even though I'm frustrated that about a third of my females that I thought were for sure going to go just decided to pass on me this year.
So I got to ask both you guys this. How often are you guys seeing this drought in Florida, and how many times has it actually affected your guys' breeding results?
Well, there's always a dry season, but this was a significantly longer, hotter, drier dry season. Man, I mean, it's got to have been 10 years since I've had such a rough start to the year as far as weather conditions. I just wasn't seeing my girls develop. And then even though everything else was right on point, like right where it should be, their feeding was on point, everything else, and they just weren't developing. And then finally the rain started coming in and quite a few females got on board. But only so many. The rest kind of decided they'll wait till next year.
Yeah. Anything that was a little iffy or needed a year off, they said.
Yeah.
And so yes, this was the worst drought since 2016. And I remember back in the day, a year where I was like dumbfounded, where I was like, what the heck happened?
Emilio's always got the data, man. Like I said, I don't know, like 10 years. He's like 2016, 9 years ago.
Yeah. I saw it.
Nice.
I saw it on Facebook somewhere where they
okay.
popped up. Yeah. So yeah, bro. My grass at one point, I think it was May.
Yeah.
But bro, it was burnt.
Way back. So at that point, I had gotten rid of my tegus, but before that, like going back to like maybe 2010, 11-ish, there was a rough dry season, and it affected all my tegu production at the time and redfoot. I don't do a lot of redfoots, but I have my little colony outside that I kind of just keep for myself, and if they produce, great. If not, great. But yeah, those dry seasons seem to screw up all of that stuff.
Yeah, simply from what I've read and heard is the animals need the rain. Why? They feel instinctually with rain comes crops. With crops comes rats.
True. Yeah, and I think it's the barometric pressure that really affects it. We had a really high pressure system sitting on us for a long time.
Yeah. If it's dry out there, there's no crops. If there's no crops, there's no rats or mice. So I mean, all this stuff is connected, bro. At the end of the day,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fully agree.
So last time I remember, Winston, you're a heavy user of the ultrasound, correct? That's a huge tool for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Every 3 to 4 weeks.
And you
about 10 months out of the year.
And I know you also like are tapped into a lot of the new keepers coming in, or new breeders, I should say.
I try to be, man.
Yeah. Are you notice a lot of people are starting off just using ultrasounds a lot sooner than later now? Like, do you feel like it's a common thing?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm actually more surprised when I talk to somebody that's coming in and they don't have an ultrasound these days, honestly, because they're a little bit, they're not the top end best model you can get, but they're a lot more affordable these days. And of course, you can go for like the really nice big dog, pieces of equipment, but you can get a pretty affordable ultrasound just to kind of start yourself off with now,
Yeah, and and correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel like you have how many clutches a year? Remind me.
My average these days is about 225.
Okay,
so this year I'll probably be around 175.
I have a feeling you don't. I have a feeling you don't ultrasound every girl, because I think you have a way of maybe eyeballing most of that. Is that true?
Yeah, there is it's weird because you can have two females that are close in size, and I'll skip one but ultrasound the other one because even though I have a lot of animals, I mean, I know all of my animals. I mean, I know where they are in the room. I know how they've been eating. Feeding is really important to me, and paying attention to how they're feeding. So there might be an animal that's within 200 to 300 grams of another female where I just kind of pass her over because I can tell it's not worth the time right now. I won't do that month over month, but you get an eye for it, you know?
Were you gonna say something, Emilio? My bad.
No.
Okay. It's a good point that because I always feel like, man, I think you should know how to read the animal, like first and foremost, right? But I think having an ultrasound would actually help you know what you're reading. You know what I mean? Because obviously, as the follicle development is progressing, the behavior of the animal is changing as well, and you can relate
100%.
You can relate certain follicle built with certain behaviors. You know what I mean? To where as you're growing, you might not need to worry about ultrasounding every fucking female if you're just looking at what you need to look at, right? That's another thing that I thought was probably on the advantage side of getting an ultrasound right off the bat.
I would agree. It teaches you how to read your animals better. It taught me a lot about reabsorptions. I don't get a ton. This year I had a little more than typical, and I'm going to chalk that up to the drought because the males were running a little longer. Females were getting follicles a little later in the year than typical. But one of the biggest things it kind of showed me is you'll have a girl that seems like she's progressing toward ovulation. And down here in Florida, at least for me personally, I found like August is kind of the shit or get off the pot month. Like last week of July into early September, basically block off August. They're going to show you what they're going to do. And there was quite a few years in the past where I would have mistaken certain behavior as, oh yeah, she's about to ovulate or she did ovulate. And with an ultrasound now, especially when there's a certain look to the animal, they look uncomfortable, but not like that happy uncomfortable, like they're going toward that big ovulation swell. And then you see like a small swell up and you start thinking like, oh yeah, I think I either, I caught her just before or just after she ovulated. But now just knowing what I've learned over the years with the ultrasound, I go, oh crap. I think that she just reabsorbed, especially once we start getting into mid-July. And, I'll bust out the ultrasound to definitely confirm that. But that I'd say that's one of the most helpful things. It showed me how to recognize behavior of a girl that is getting ready to reabsorb or isn't actively in the middle of reabsorbing, or a girl that is just starting to come online. Because their feeding response changes, but also just their body composition, where they're laying, how readily they'll breed as far as like putting a male in, and it's like that, it helps show you it helps fill in basically the gaps.
Yeah.
So guys, speaking, not to leave this topic, go back to something real quick. I had a couple girls give me slugs that have never given me slugs ever this year. So
proven girls?
Yeah, girls that are like phenomenal. Bro, this drought thing, the weather really, really, really affected me this year.
Yeah, knock on wood, I have not been hit with many slugs yet, but I'm probably only have like the first third of my clutches laid. Usually, if I'm going to start seeing that, it's going to be in the later clutches. So, fingers crossed.
That's the thing, though. Okay, can you tell by ultrasounding that they're going to be slugs?
I can a little bit.
Post ovulation, yes. Pre ovulation, no, not usually. At least I can't.
So can you tell me more about that? Like, so post ovulation, around what point can you tell, and what are you looking at? Like, what does it show you?
So especially the longer you wait post ovulation, because now you've got these big eggs in there with because if you wait long enough, you can start to see the embryo in the egg, with your ultrasound. So then you get to a slug and it's a smaller mass, and it just looks like, what a slug looks like. That's kind of how it reads on an ultrasound. It's smaller and it seems more solid, like dense,
Right.
It's like it's a solid object versus an object filled with fluid that you can see happily developing.
Not only that, when you see that girl's not looking real thick, and you see some questionable things on the ultrasound, you're like, oh, this is not
well
good.
like especially if it's going to be a total slug out and she definitely ovulated and you just see it's just all slugs, it's just a string of, instead of being 45 plus, they're 40, 38, 40 to 42, these small, they tend to look more like a sweet potato, they're not quite as round, they're a little more ovular.
Yep.
And before we kind of get off this topic, because I'm just at this point, listen, I'm sure we all got friends in this game that just would never need an ultrasound because they're set in their ways, and that's cool. And I feel like I've almost been that individual, but I feel like at this point, why not? It doesn't hurt to have one first and foremost. And also I've had plenty of chondro females that giving me fucking goddamn like no signs of anything. They'll get locks. So much shit's happening. And so I want to figure out a lot of that as well. But I feel like it's kind of like, what's a good example? Okay, like Clutch, the organization app, right? Like, do you need it? No, you don't need it. But if you're coming in, why not be a little fucking ahead of the times here and just look organized and look like you are.
Right. Get on board before you have 900 animals and you have to go redo everything you've done for 20 years.
Because if somebody new's coming in and they were to ask what I recommend they do, I recommend getting an ultrasound now. I really do recommend, getting an organization app. Like, you know what I mean? I like Clutch, but it doesn't have to, it could be whatever thing that you choose, but like be organized and kind of like take this shit serious now versus like you just said, Winston, before shit gets too crazy.
Well, if you have a small collection and you can get like infrastructure's everything, you want to lay down good infrastructure. So you've got a good rack system, right? Spring for an ultrasound if you can. Because if you've just got, let's just say you got one rack and you're just starting to breed, all you're going to do is just learn more and more and more about what you're visually seeing in those animals. Start early when let's just say you're pairing 6 to 10 females. You can ultrasound those 12 months out of the year, every 4th week, just do it. And you're going to learn a decent amount about, basically their behavior, like what signs you're reading off those animals, between how they're breeding, how they're eating, how they're laying. To me, it's just extra knowledge.
Right.
Yeah. Let me tell you, like for me, I had a girl last year that just stopped eating, right? And I'm like, okay, this is not good, right? Early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, and this was 1 out of 70 animals, okay? One or two. Bro, this girl's follicles, every month, they grew at 100% clip.
Yeah, they were just trucking.
Yes,
it's not that common. And usually it's a girl where her body, she has the weight that her body needs. And she's just moving right toward ovulation. I mean, they'll kick off food at like 14 millimeters, but they ovulate in 60 days, 60 to 90 days.
Bro,
it's like, I wish they would all do that.
One girl threw me at a loop for that. I was like, whoa, what the hell? I kept measuring her. So little things like that, you learn. But most girls, I see, you correct me if I'm wrong, because I've only used the ultrasound for 2 years. Most of them are growing at a 10 to 15% clip. What would you say to that?
I would agree with that. Very small, incremental. Because I have some girls that will start growing follicles in January and they don't ovulate till July. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is like a long, slow burn. The ones that just take a long, long time. But they usually almost always have really good clutches at that point. But Emilio, have you noticed? So one thing with an ultrasound is seeing a girl that's like progressing, kind of stalls out. She's rejecting the male. She's not breeding for a while. And she basically reabsorbs these, let's say, between 16 and 20 millimeter follicles. And then within 2 weeks, there's a fresh set at like 16 or 14. And then from there, she just races off to ovulation.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
If you just pair her a couple times.
That's really cool. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that is a big thing. It's not like it's a majority of my girls by any stretch. It's definitely a small minority. There's usually a handful every year. This year more than typical, which is probably why it's on the top of my mind.
Yeah.
So
Winston, I got to ask you, okay, because I feel like this is something I feel like a lot of people don't see that's happening. That repair situation, once the follicles kind of start rebuilding itself back up, she wouldn't have gone. You don't think if you didn't repair, or do you feel like
No, I don't think she would have, because it's like they never come back at 28, you know.
Right.
So that fresh string would be sitting there until she got some stimulation from a male. Now, when it comes to animals, you can never say 100%.
Right.
Like
Total. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a small percentage that, regrow that follicle and slowly march their way there themselves. But I mean, I certainly wouldn't feel good about it. And I would want fresh sperm, in that infundibulum organ, so that because now, you're going way longer until she ovulates. You're going to want healthy, fresh swimmers in there,
That's what she said.
Was it was it a fresh male that maybe made her?
No, I don't think so. I think it's because not so some girls reabsorb and they start over with 8s, just minimal, and at that point I don't repair. I go ahead and wait until they start growing those. But the girls that recycle, they kind of were slow growing their follicles, their body reabsorbs them, and they pop back up with a good fresh set that's at least in the double digits. Those girls I'll usually repair the same male, as long as he's still got gas in the tank, and usually it's just a couple of locks and they march on down to the races.
We were talking about good people before you came on the screen. On Jen, shout out to Jen. What a beauty. I love.
Oh, absolutely, Jen Kittinger, love her.
Yeah, shout out to the Kittingers, straight up. Heard Jason's getting back in the chondro game. I heard he has a pair that's locking up and stuff like that. So that's cool. Which I want to.
That's exciting. I don't think I heard that.
Yeah. What do you mean? And hope I didn't spill any beans out there, Jason. But I'm just saying. I got to ask you. What do you think about a lot of people not fully jumping ship, because that's kind of extreme to say, but you got a lot of people who are starting to look at some other projects that were just mostly ball python heavy people, but now like for instance, green tree pythons. I got a lot of people coming to me wanting to get into chondros, but that's also with like crested geckos and other different things, right? So is that something you feel like that's something normal that happens time to time, Winston, or is it like a little bit more?
I do. Like if I had space, I would have some other species in there. And it's funny because so many people are. So what I think happens is you start to see more and more things pop up in your timeline, and keeping green trees looks a lot like it's never been sexier, between focus cubes and dialed in habitat systems, and compared to 20 years ago or even 10, I mean, it looked more challenging. Now you're starting to see it. We're all living through our phones, through our devices. We're interacting with the hobby on a daily basis.
Right.
And it's the same reason that we get attracted to some new ball python thing. I mean, you start seeing it more and more and you're like, damn, that's slick. I like that, and I think it just keeps the, I know it's an overused word, but it keeps the passion fires burning, whether that's green trees or cresteds or anything else. I think cresteds are getting more exciting because there's more, I guess, morphs to mess around with. There's more to do with those now than there used to be. But when it comes to green trees, I really feel like it's how they're represented now. Like they seem like, for one, they seem like a fun challenge, and for two, it doesn't feel like you're just taking a stab in the dark, like it used to.
Yeah, well, this is what I was gonna say real quick. I mean, I swear I'll let you finish. But like for instance, like I feel like there's different ways of getting into different species to want to work with. Like I love Emilio's passion with the Crebos, and I know that's not money driven.
Yeah, try Mark on.
It's not money driven at all to the guy. Like the guy just really wants to get down another species and learn that. And I feel like it's a fresh start from him. And I love that part. But like I feel like some people are looking at the finance situation with their ball python projects not being what they thought it was going to be. And so the other answer is go to something else. And I don't think that's smart. I don't. And I'm telling you, I'm getting that vibe. And, almost they're telling me straight up, like, I need a vert because ball pythons ain't it. I'm going to fucking cash out and I'm just going to do chondros. And I'm like, and do what? Like, just keep, I hope.
Yeah.
Right? But like, What do you think of that? Like, what do you think of
Yeah,
like?
yeah. No, I think that's a bad move. I think if it's because it's really interesting and it's keeping you engaged as a keeper, I think that's a great move.
Yeah.
I think that if you are jumping ship on ball pythons because you think you're going to find your money in whatever other species, I do think that's a pretty big mistake. If you're doing it because it's interesting or because you're looking to have something else to create content with while still also really enjoying what you're keeping and most green tree guys I know, including ball python guys that have gotten into green trees, they're getting excited every time that thing sheds.
Yeah,
you know
that's how it should be.
yeah. But if I'm just thinking about what it takes to really make money in the green tree game, I feel like they're just I feel like they're bailing out on something else halfway through. And then picking up something else that most of them are probably not going to find the success that they think they're going to find in it.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, Emilio?
Well, I wanted to say before that, I truly believe with all of me that what you guys do on Tuesday night is also promoting the hell out of the arboreal game.
Yeah.
You guys are doing an amazing job. People want to get in bad. They love the animals. They're beautiful. Like Winston was saying, the display caging that you could come up with is phenomenal. It is, you could deck out your place with a couple of displays or breed or do whatever you want, right? But yeah, I'm with Winston and you, MJ. Like, if you think you're gonna replace your ball python income with something that's more niche.
Well, also it's like if you think you're going to do that in any kind of quick time frame, you obviously already missed the point and you don't understand green trees. Like it would be a multi-year building from a small start that would make that work, not just, oh, I need to invest, so I'm going to shift over. I think that I think that if that is their mentality, that's probably why they're bailing out of ball pythons and feeling like they didn't make it, I guess, so to speak. And they're probably going to end up doing the same thing in green trees, 3 to 5 years down the line.
Yeah.
Pretty much what we're doing is promoting what we love, whether it be ball pythons, the arboreal game. Like for myself, the Drymarchons have lit a fire under me, and I'm promoting the hell out of them because I love them. That's what's in my stories half of the time now, and it's because I'm enjoying the hell out of the ride. And you know what? Much like MJ and the arboreal crew on Tuesday, Marshall, Bill, bro, people want that. They want to build that passion as well. So I also see that.
There. You mentioned Marshall's name. You guys did an Amazon tree boa focused episode maybe a year ago. 8 months, a year ago or so. And I mean, dude, I was walking around for about a month, just like, man, how can I get back into Amazon? And trying to find the space and make it make sense to myself. And then I realized all I was doing is just distracting myself off of all these other goals that I've spent so much time working towards. And because I really don't have the space and I don't have the free time mentally, the space and the time right now in my life to just shift over and add something new and really make a good go at it.
And also, Winston, like, you found something that is like your niche. Like you got something that works for you. And the thing is, there are people out there looking for that. Like there are people who got into ball pythons, not to say that they didn't love them, but they thought that was it for them. But it's not. They feel like maybe it's not it for them, and so they want to maybe find something that they are maybe more.
Now, if that's the case, that's a great reason. If it's because, like, man, I got into this. This is what drew me in, but I'm really feeling called over to this, or I'm interested in this. Then that's a great reason to try different species and move into green trees.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, green trees have always been they're a very attractive species for a lot of people to keep and breed. I think a lot of people back in the day, would get into them and then hit struggles and then get back out of them. I think it's not easy, but it's a lot safer to start now. You can get quality true captive bred and born animals. You can know the lineages. Like I said, you way more information. Like Emilio said, like what you guys do on Tuesdays alone.
Right.
I mean, it kind of circles back to like if you're really interested in them, then I'm sure you'll do great. But if you got into ball pythons just because you were just hyped up and you bought the idea of like, I'm just going to throw some money at something and that money is just going to grow and come back to me. And you get disillusioned quick and then switch over to green trees. I just feel like you're probably going to do the same thing. But if you're genuinely interested, I mean, it's a great time to be a green tree keeper. Same thing with emerald tree boas. I've never like it in the past. It seemed like there was nowhere near as many healthy captive bred and born emerald tree boas, coming around as there are now.
And I think it was 2020 is when it sank into my head because, for me, if I put so much effort and time and energy and in a sense, make it a part of my life, I want to be remembered, dude. Like I want to put some shit out there where people remember who the fuck I was. This is my personality. And to have a name that people will remember in a ball python game, dude, that's not easy, bro. I'm sorry. But like,
nah, it moves fast.
It's really difficult for you to be that someone that people will remember in 2025 when it comes to making sick ball python shit. Not that it's impossible, but like, let's be real. There are only certain names that really pop up when it comes to like fucking real deal OG fucking big dogs out there in the game. You know what I mean? And that's fucking not easy to attain. That's decades and decades and decades of fucking putting in the work. Like everyone that I think of that I respect on that level have been doing this 20 plus years. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
And the reality is the way the ball python grew over the last 5-6 years, these people, I don't know if they're willing to wait that many years before they can actually say that this is what I've done. You know what I mean? And
yeah, so, and sometimes you hit, you have a good year and you hit a few great things, and maybe you get a couple of those years back to back, and then you're kind of on the sidelines for a few years. You're rebuilding other projects, you missed on certain odds, and it's somebody else's time to shine. And the biggest thing in ball pythons is that conveyor belt just keeps moving. So for me, it's always chasing that. It's like, I mean, just like the rest of us, it's chasing the next thing, seeing if you're going to hit it, seeing how it actually turns out. For us, for certain people, that's enough to keep you going.
Yeah. And so one thing I saw in the opportunity working with green tree pythons is that you could somehow create your own line of something. You know what I mean? Just like how you can with ball pythons, but like, man,
more pedigreed line though with green trees.
Right. And I love that pedigree shit. Like that's like the way they have lineage charts and they could just link shit all the way back to like the 70s. Like that's what I'm talking about. And so that's the biggest thing that caught my eye is that not only can I make the most coolest shit that I can never imagine, like it's all going to be documented and it's going to be able to have my initials and potentially my own line at some point, which again, it takes time, but like, I feel like it's okay for someone out there to have a passion behind like wanting to do something worth their while. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And I think that, and it's one of those things, it's all time. Like you can't just,
it is time.
Other than a random mutation popping up, you know what I mean? Like that albino, other than that, really all of it is just grinding, especially for that pedigree. I mean, in ball pythons, it's grinding to build the foundation, to follow through a vision of working certain genes a certain way. I feel like when it comes to like green trees, it's just putting in that time. There's only one way to build a lineage, and that's time, season over season, hold back after hold back, knowing what to keep and what to part with, and then having a good eye and being tuned in for when you're like, I think I just hit on something here. Sometimes you might not see that full potential for 2 more generations.
But if we think about this, guys, like, okay, like we don't really know, again, the exact average year it takes for your name to be like a name people fucking recall in this game, but it has to at least be 5-6 years. I don't know, like, and that's if everything goes in your favor during those years. Emilio, what do you think? Like, and nowadays, Emilio, for you to build a name at that caliber, like how many years do you think it would take on an average without like all the best luck in the world? Like, let's say on an average, what would you say?
listen, I'm with Winston 100%. You got to hit some amazing stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you also have to build a customer base that
Yes.
loves you, and
For
that's
sure.
what Winston has. That's what I have, and that takes time, and it's sale by sale, day by day, brick by brick, like we like to say.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
Yeah,
You
and
can't fake
sometimes
that stuff.
it's being around. It's like
Being around.
sometimes there are people that don't make astonishing animals for, let's say, their first 10 years, but
Yeah.
everybody kind of knows them, and they've got a good reputation. They're hard workers. They're enjoyable to be around. They contribute to the community conversation. They're at shows. They're online. They're participating. And
You're building
sometimes,
the
I
game.
mean, yeah, you're
Yeah.
building your name just by being there.
Which is a huge part of everything that we do. Like, without putting in the work behind your name, you can't expect to really go too far.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Much like Winston's saying, every part, let's say every part of the building, let's say the market's a building, right? Every floor is important. Every floor is holding the structure up. So we need everyone to continuously build the market.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's say there's 2 floors here. Okay, there's building your name and there's actually breeding and doing the work and showing the production. At what point do you not let one get bigger than the other, right? Because I feel like right now, no offense, people only give a fuck about building their name. And I'm talking like the newer side of people coming in, right? They really do a good job blasting their name out, having a podcast. But at what point do you need to relax and let the fucking breeding get to the point of the name getting as loud as the work? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like, look, you got people like me that struggle, to put it mildly, at self-promotion, keeping my name out there, creating any content, without the actual year-over-year work that I've done, or animals I produce, or good business relationships that I've made. I mean, if I didn't have all of that, I could show up tomorrow and just be like, well, look at all this content I'm pumping out. My name's everywhere, but it's kind of hollow, right? I mean, if nobody really knows you, they just know your name from being around. I feel like that's gonna fall over a lot easier, because I see people like myself or like Brock and a lot of other old school ball python breeders, Mark Bailey. I mean, it's like you just it seems like, even though we're not doing the best job of promoting ourselves and creating content and doing all this stuff, somehow year over year we continue to sell animals, build off of past relationships into new relationships, and it seems like it's a lot more of a sturdy foundation if you actually have the time and the work. And because if you've been around long enough, I mean, at a certain point, it speaks for itself. If you've had 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years without some terrible without bad deals that have gone wrong, spreading around the business, without I don't know, animal neglect or husbandry mistakes, be coming out into the limelight. If you've been around for that long and you've been able to hold it down like that, I think most people, it carries a lot more weight, you know what I mean, than just having like a well-known name because you promote it really well.
I just don't like, I'll get you right now, but I'm just saying, like, I get it, man. Like, we're all in this for the love of the animal. But I don't like people who like to create a name. Like, you should respect them as the same person who's invested fucking so much money into actual projects. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like,
right.
We all want to be somebody, but there's some people taking it so fucking hard where it's like, dude, like, where's the work? A little bit. Like, I get it.
Right.
If you're gonna come off a certain way, you better have that shit to back it up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll say to this is simple. Misrepresentation only bites that person in the ass. Everyone knows. True. Everyone sees it. They see that you're lying. If even your friends, even your friends will be like, "Yo, where's this stuff at? Where, what are you doing? Like, okay, where's the content? Where the snakes? Where are the clutches? Where are the projects? Where are you going? I mean, at the end of the day, that's why me and MJ always break this down. So I'm called a bully. I want all these people to succeed, bro. I want all of them to succeed. But what they don't understand is they are not gonna succeed if they gaslight everyone. They are not. They are gonna be laughed at.
True.
And
Don't take
ridiculed.
yourself too seriously, especially if you don't have the years to back it up. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And yeah, don't take yourself too seriously.
They're gonna be gaslit. You know, if you gaslight everyone, you're gonna be ridiculed and laughed at. There are many people who are not telling you to your face, okay? But they're laughing behind your back. I'm telling you. Okay,
yeah, you're putting way more effort into your image and your personality, like your brand, like who you are, what you represent. And I think a lot of people want to start off like with this point of authority, almost like, hey, this is I've got a show or a channel or a whatever it is. And because I have this, I'm a point of authority. And I just feel like that's never a good look for anybody, really.
Bro, do the work. We want you to succeed. Do the work. We'll help you. But be honest. I'm not helping anyone that's not honest with themselves and doesn't live in reality, bro.
Also, look at Steven and Courtney from Leviathan, right? Like they built a brand, but they didn't build a brand, and they showed up. Basically, they put themselves out there quite a bit from the beginning, but they didn't show up with any kind of authoritative message. They showed up like, hey, we're learning. Come along with us on our journey. Maybe you'll learn some stuff too. That's a good way to start if you're going to try to really be doing a lot of promotion and be out there, but you're kind of new. Come from a humble place of, hey, maybe you might be new too, and maybe you could learn along my journey with me. I
think Leviathan's a perfect example. I'm glad you brought them up because they didn't come in with any kind of direction as far as what you should do or none of that, man. They literally shared their experience as they were learning and as they were growing, you know?
Yeah.
But the thing about with Leviathan, man, every big name I've had on this show had nothing but good things to say about them. Like I remember Miguel brought them up out of nowhere. And I'm like, bro, if fucking big dogs that are respected in the game are randomly bringing you up, that's a sign that you're fucking doing it right. And guess what? Like, I'm sure they didn't know that was going to happen. And that's, when you come in doing the right thing, it all pays itself off. You know what I'm saying? And Leviathan's a great example, man. Shout out to Courtney and Steven. Like, I love Leviathan. They have definitely proven themselves for sure.
100% agreed. Also, I think it's that authenticity thing. The word gets overused, but look, I would look inauthentic if I came out and tried to be MJ. You know what I mean? That's not who I am. If those guys came out, it just all felt very genuine and authentic. And I think that they made a lot of friends really quickly because of that. They're just all around great people. I mean, I agree with what you say. I don't know anybody that has a bad thing to say about them. Brock and I sing their praises anywhere we can. They're knowledgeable, they're helpful, and more than anything, they're just genuine.
And they are making the game bigger.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Plain and simple.
It's very positive and it's a positive, right type of message for new people coming in. The wrong type of message for new people coming in is, hey, so you learned about reptiles a month ago. Get some green tree pythons. Have you heard of, Nile monitors? Why don't you get some of those? Like that's the wrong type of promotion for bringing in new people. Leviathan's the type that we need.
All right, so I have a question for you. I have it written down here, actually.
Oh, Lord.
Perfect.
What is it?
No, it's not bad. I mean, it's just real, man. This is what it is. Me and you both, but you more you, because you are more out there, In 20 plus years, how many expert flybys have you seen crash and burn and leave the game after a few years?
Enough to where it's like you start to not remember anymore. It's really true. I mean, there's a few that kind of linger around, but I would say a lot. I mean, enough to where it's like I couldn't even come up with a number because it's just there's too many. Reaching back to 2006 even. Sometimes I'll think of random names and kind of chuckle to myself, like, oh man, when was the last time you heard anything out of that guy or those people? Without name dropping anybody. But yeah, I mean. there's been a lot of people that come in, burn hot, and they're gone. You know.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? What happened? Okay, and we talked to plenty of people already on a Monday night who's experienced this. But when times get tough, the true colors get exposed, and
100%.
a lot of people who are actually on the up and up start to see other people who are either not on that same up and up, either turn on them or act some type of different way. And I have seen multiple scenarios where people who had this type of support just change up on them, all because of either their situation, just something not going right. And I feel like that's kind of normal too, right, Winston? Like we're not always going to be a part of, like, your group's not always going to be the same group as you're growing into this. And in a sense, it should actually get smaller as you're getting bigger into this, you would say, right? Theoretically.
Yeah, and when, I mean, it's not that it gets smaller, it gets more refined. And for one, it should always be changing. You should have, you know, because even if you're friends with people like, I think you mentioned on a podcast once about Bill, you know, the mayor of Condra down there, eventually wanting to retire, right? Like, that's not him. Like, he's definitely not a flash in the pan by any stretch, but eventually one day he'll move to the side. And then you'll have other people go through life changes, they move to the side. Or like you said, sometimes, unfortunately, when the market gets tight, all of a sudden, one or two people in your group that have been around for the last 3-5 years, whatever, all of a sudden, things start to shift, and they shift fast and dramatically. And it's during these times that the circle kind of retracts down, and not for the good reasons, like somebody retiring or just moving to a different phase of life or whatever. Or God forbid, having a tragedy like then, you know. But during these times, it's usually for the other reasons. You know, and the sooner you can get those people out, the better. You know, the longer that it festers, the worse it is for everybody in your circle. It's a distraction. It's a negative. It's taken away from things. And when times are hard, you don't need more negatives. You need forward focus. You need positivity. You need to be refining your systems and refining, honestly, your group. You know,
and I'll say this: sometimes to find positivity is don't fucking talk to nobody. Maybe like maybe put the blinders on a little bit, because it's okay. Like, it gets overwhelming. Like, you come into this, you meet all these great people, and then you maybe see some of those people aren't the same as you thought you were, and that kind of gets emotionally draining. But like, if you feel like you got shit you need to focus on, sometimes a break from social media might help you a little bit. You know what I mean? It's not that
100%.
First and foremost. Like, it's good to build your brand, but not the air you breathe. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're just now coming into it. Like, if you need a break, take a fucking break, you know?
Yes. And especially if you're feeling negative or overwhelmed or whatever, definitely take a break. It's not going to help anybody.
It could get like that, right? Like, it's just, as human nature, we kind of create these little stories that aren't even really real, but like, you just, I feel like when you try so hard and you want to see something in return, and we know, like, this is a long game, dude. Like, I get it. You dropped 100K last year and your shit's not ready, and it's not going to be ready for another 2 years. But that's part of what the waiting game's all about. You know what I'm saying? And it can mentally weigh on you when your other friends that have been in this game 5-6 years longer are posting everything that you want to hit someday, you know, and it kind of gets to you. And now you're like, oh, great, that's already been made. And I got another 1.5 years to go before I can even make something like that, which is still fine. Fucking go for it, you know?
I will say I do have a hard time even relating to that outlook. Like, that's just never been my outlook, but I know it exists. I mean, I know it exists.
For sure.
But like, realistically, I mean, you should be pumped for your friends making awesome shit. And
good.
If you're going to drop 100K into something, you should know how long it takes to climb up in this. Now, not foreseeing economic downturns or financial constraints, you know, across the economy, or, you know, instability, you know, kind of leading to reduced consumer sentiment across the board, whether it's reptiles or anything else. You know, that I do understand. We all weather that storm together. But I mean, those are the years where you don't quit. You keep breeding your animals so that when the up years come, for one, you've made some good holdbacks that are yours, you made yourself, you're motivated off of the things your friends hit. And instead of being like, oh man, I can't, there goes that, I won't get to hit that first, you get to go, how is that turning out? Do I need to change course, or am I extra excited to follow through with that? And now that I can see it in person, what do I think it might add to that? You know,
Right.
it, I feel for somebody who struggles with comparison and feeling like like when they're taking, let's say, 2 years to come to market and they're watching other people in their circle, you know, make awesome animals. I feel for somebody that struggles with that, because that's gotta suck.
Damn. All right, hold on. I don't mean to take a little break from this, but Leviathan just spilt some beans in the chats, so I'll share it. But dude, Steven's flying over here at the end of this month to do the Trap Talk documentary.
Awesome.
Bro. And I gotta say, I love this guy's work. This guy has some serious fucking filming fucking skills, editing skills. And you know, my story, it's gonna be the best story told. I'm telling you right now. It's gonna be epic.
I think that's gonna be a great doc. That's awesome.
It's gonna be epic. But okay, a topic I have for both you guys, because one thing that me and Emilio always talk about, which is so true, is how quick things are moving in the ball python game. It's easy to be left behind in certain areas of the ball python game. What's one that stands out to you? Like, what's the quickest thing moving right now in the ball python game, you would say, Winston?
Well, oh man, that's a hard one to answer, buddy. Honestly, the first thing I thought about was how quick I got left behind on like DG Hypoclown stuff. And I'm like, man, I really should have been buying more of those females from the bells back in the day. But as far as what's moving fast, like right now.
Let me interrupt you real quick. Sorry. Speaking of DG Hypoclown, I just saw on Facebook, all right? I don't know where the guy's at. Someone in my view in the chat could send that picture to MJ. Someone just hit a DG, I'm sorry, an Exantic Clown Hypo DG.
So a True Ghost DG Clown?
Whoa.
A True Ghost DG Clown is what you're saying?
Yes, someone just hit that.
Someone shoot that to me. Krista, get on it.
That's awesome.
Damn.
Yeah,
So you see somebody hit something like that, right? And you know, your first thought can be, oh, somebody else made it. Okay, now let's see how many more can be made compared to how many people would like to have those genetics in their stables.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I think people get discouraged so easily, and it's really short-sighted. You know, it's like in the hypo puzzle game, right? You asked about things that are moving fast. To me, I'm like, it feels like I looked up and now this year, shit, all these hypo puzzle combos are coming out. And, you know, multi-recessive hypo puzzle combos like Ultramel hypo puzzle, stuff like that. It's not that they're moving fast, it's that nobody sees the 8 to 10 years that people like Barry Swope or Dale Richards have, or you know, the guy that Frogmorphs bought out over there, like how long they put into finally getting the right genes and the right combos to now in 2025 have them come full circle and actually see it in the double.
What?
Got it?
You guys want to see this, dog?
Got it?
I'll look at it on my tiny ass phone screen.
I mean, it sucks that it's in a, you know, and again, fucking, gotta love the 8 cut on this motherfucker. But I guess when you make a snake like this, you can do what the fuck you want.
Did they post a picture of it in the egg? It's
dude,
not popping up on my screen.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
It's dope.
Yeah.
Dude, this is sick.
Oh, okay. I mean, all right.
Oh wow! Look, Winston's not impressed.
Sorry. No. I am impressed, but I got to get close to this stupid phone to see it. Dude. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. It's hard. It's hard to see like that. Yeah.
No. But I've got a good view on it right now.
Dude, that shit
I'm
is dope.
excited.
Yeah. I'm curious. I mean, we all know we got to watch it shed. I have to see it after it's shed. But man, I'm wondering if that's all going to be purple. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell what color that really is.
Dude, 350 to 500 grams is when you're going to know. But
yeah,
that
sure.
looks, I mean, it looks phenomenal. And at first, when you said that, when you were laughing like with the egg cut, I was like, I was wondering what kind of picture I was going to see. But honestly, that's not bad. If I had that sitting in my incubator, yeah, I would have posted that same picture for damn sure.
Yeah, he looks thick. It looks fine.
Okay, can we let I want the record just to reflect that this cut is unnecessary though, right? Like we don't need to cut him like this. Like we just
but he wanted to show it off.
Like I get it, you flexed it, amazing. but theoretically, Winston, there's no benefit of cutting an egg like this, right?
I mean, no, there's no necessarily benefit other than that cool looking picture. But I will say I'm with Emilio. It looks fat. That looks like a snake that's absorbed its yolk, and the guy's too nervous to assist it out of the egg. That looks like an animal that's absorbed its yolk. I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
Oh, look,
but
no,
that
I
looks
agree.
pretty far
I-
along.
I get it. I think it looks ready, but let it come out.
Dude, I will say there's a certain amount of hype. Like I hatched this really red ass clown, and I posted a picture of it in the egg, which is not something I typically do. Just like it was just its kind of like backbone was kind of ridged up through the slit
Right.
that I cut. Most of the other clutch was already out and crawling around. And the reds that were just coming through that thing, I was like, I have to share this picture. I can't believe I'm looking at this, you know? So I get it.
But if there could be one less thing that we can do that so people wouldn't make fun of us so much as a whole
I agree.
community is fucking, goddamn tomahawking an egg, dude. That's it,
Look, at least he wasn't Jay Brewering it over there, you know? And I've seen some eggs.
ripping it out the egg and shit.
Yeah, he would have to have his fingers. He'd have to have 2 fingers in there like this.
Just
Yeah, in order for that.
Hey, I joke about this sometimes. Once in a while, I'll sex an animal in the egg, but
I love that you say that, Emilio. I love
In
that.
the egg, like
I've
you
100% done
in
that.
the egg.
in the egg.
You're
Yep.
you're a cochino.
I appreciate the candidness because
Cochino.
dude, do this long enough. You're gonna learn those babies. You know a healthy baby you can screw with and one that you can't.
But I don't
mean,
recommend it.
But why screw with it? Who cares? Just leave
I
it.
needed to know.
Leave
I
it.
needed to know,
Yep.
my brother.
And mind you, don't fucking film it if you are gonna fuck with it. That's all. Like
No, I
if
didn't film
you're
it.
behind the scenes,
Yeah, no,
I
don't
get
film it. Yeah.
I get it. Do it behind the scenes.
Look, I only copped to it because Emilio had the balls to say it first. So, and I appreciate that. Actually.
Hey, so something you guys said earlier that I wasn't able to comment on. Guys, fuck the negativity. Throw that shit out the window. Do not allow it into your atmosphere. And when you see an animal like that, use it as fuel, man. Like, man, I can't wait to hit that. Don't have an envious bone in your fucking body.
So for
Period.
one, that's not a project I'm shooting for, but for two, that's motivating to me. Like
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
like seeing anything that's new and moving the ball down the field. I'm excited to see, and definitely use it as fuel. I mean, like I've gotten to the point where I have a little notepad in my truck. I've got a little whiteboard in my room, and I'll see something, and then something will just click, and I'm like, I want to try that, and I'll jot something down. But I never would have thought of it if I didn't see something that somebody else posted that might not even be the direction I'm going, but it's adjacent, And I like those animals. To me, that's exciting, and I get excited to see how many other people are getting hyped over it because it reminds you, no matter what the economy's doing, and no matter where we are in our hobby, as far as like a cycle of new people coming in or not, at the end of the day, there's thousands and thousands of people excited to see these animals and excited to eventually either be able to buy them or make them,
Yeah, excitement is what it's all about. But guess what? We're gonna go to commercial break real quick. So guys, sit tight. We'll be right back after these quick commercial breaks from the sponsor. See you in a bit. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Devin.
I'm Teresa, and we are MORPH. We are based in Czech Republic, a small country in the middle of Europe.
We really love animals that revolve around multi-recessive projects, and one of our very favorites is Hypo. We're really looking forward to clutches that are coming this season, and some of those are Hypo Clown, DG Clown, Hypo DG Clown, and one of our all-time favorites, Hypo Puzzle.
Hope you enjoyed the next episode on Trap Talk, the greatest reptile network in the world.
If you guys want to see next level cutting edge ball python projects, please make sure you head over to their Instagram to follow all their amazing work and head over to their website to see what they could possibly have available by heading over to progmorphs.com. Thank you again, Devin and Teresa, for bringing some of the biggest heat worldwide in the ball python game. If you want to be organized, if you want to be cutting edge in the ball python game, then you don't want to miss this. Shout out to today's sponsor, and that's Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. No better place to start off than by using this app. Clutch is an organization app that helps you organize all your ball python projects. It also helps your peers and your fellow community members look at what you possibly have coming for the upcoming ball python season, what you have currently available on Morph Market. It's so awesome to be ahead of the game by using organization app like Clutch. Thank you so much, the entire Clutch team, amazing team over at Clutch. If I were you, I would head over to Clutch's Instagram account, and I would also head over to their website, try it out, see how it works for you, but especially if you're just now coming into this, before you build your reptile collection, I would do it organized, and I would do it with Clutch. Thank you, Clutch, for being so amazing. Excited to hear what Clutch has to bring in the near future. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. One of the things I love the most about the reptile world is reptile businesses that are family oriented. I love the Rice Reptile family. Rice Reptiles have made quite the name for themselves over the last couple of years, rebranding themselves and also bringing amazing cutting edge, front of the line ball python projects that you must check out. Again, make sure you head over to their website, ricereptiles.net, Rice Family Reptiles on IG, to give them a follow, see what they have coming out. You can catch them vending at all major NARBC shows, Southeast Reptile Expo. A lot of great stuff coming from this family. So again, thank you so much, Billy, Don, over at Rice Reptiles. If you're in the ball python game in 2025, you know what you should be doing with your sheds, and that's turning them in to get them tested. That's right, no more POS heads, no more 66% heads. We can find out directly through today's sponsor, and that sponsor is Rare Genetic Inc. Thank you so much, Ben and Sean over at Rare Genetic Inc. Head over to their website, raregeneticinc.com, and head over to their YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel. They put out a video every Wednesday to update you guys on new current events over at RGI, but I gotta tell you right now, very excited to continue my partnership over at Rare Genetic Inc. Head over to their Instagram account. Make sure you follow them on Instagram, subscribe, hit that notification bell on their YouTube channel. That way you're current on new announcements and anything that they got to update you with. Again, thank you so much, Rare Genetic Inc. RGI, you guys are the best student in the game. All right, we're back at it. Please get the likes up. And yeah, so my next topic, unless, Emilio, I'm sorry, I don't want to keep taking over topics. Is there something you want to get covered tonight, or is there something?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So, one of the things I know, Winston, and this is great because, I admire the hustle Emilio has when it comes to vending and anybody out there who puts in that work, but I know it's not something that's easy. But what year do you feel like you really got the vending thing down? Like you got it to like a point where it's structured, you have a fucking good system, you don't switch it. Like
I'm the wrong guy to ask. I'm the wrong guy to ask. I'm like all my cards on Front Street, man. Emilio is, I feel like there are certain people, Emilio, Steve Casino, Babu, there are people that have a Morph Jungle, Justin,
yeah.
Dale Richards. They show up and it's like they have that formula and they are good at what they do.
Right.
I think it would be stolen valor for me to sit here and be like, to try to say anything on having a well-structured, rollout for vending. Even people like me who've done it for or at least for a decent while, let me think. Vending shows specifically, like look at Daytona. I've been vending there with Brock since 2014, I think was our first year vending together. And we had great table placement and then just the classic Daytona mishaps. And, all of a sudden my check didn't get there, even though I said, the normal Daytona stuff. And now the last 2 years we've been battling, trying to find table placement back. I messed with my color scheme this year. I just kind of went more simplistic, all black, hated it. Hate might be a strong word, but need to work on that. I just don't think I'm the guy that I think what I will say is don't be scared to vend. Don't be scared to show up and not have all your ducks in a row. If don't let it intimidate you, show up, please try to have clean displays, clean tablecloths, and just, sometimes the biggest thing is just showing up and trying. And after a few shows, you'll get it down pat, and I'm sure you will see me, stumbling and bumbling my way in there, right next to you. So, I admire people that have vending shows down pat. Brock and I keep it pretty simple. I mean, we've got our load in, load out for Tinley and Daytona well put together. But I think I think for me, I was intimidated to vend shows for a long time. You just you don't feel like you've ever done enough to feel like you actually have the cred to be in the building, setting up, being a vendor at the show instead of just a, customer, or a patron. Um, Try to let that go. If you're producing animals and you have animals to sell and you want to vend, show up and just try. Make friends with other vendors like Emilio or Steve's Morphs or some of these other guys that show up, Babu, and do a great job of it.
Yeah.
They've got a lot you can learn from.
But there's
And-
definitely oh good. I was just gonna say there's definitely things you don't want to cut corners on, right? Like when it comes to vending shows, and I feel like obviously, cleanliness should be automatic. I feel like cleanliness should be automatic, guys. I don't think anyone should tell you should be clean or you should have clean displays. Like that should be like textbook 101, like number one, right? But like also it's okay to not rush into it if you don't have the means to invest in the proper fucking banners, because like that's what you're up against. Is like, look at the people's setups nowadays. Like motherfuckers got sick ass displays. They got reasons for people to stop by to look at those animals. And some people like skip that part of it and don't really care to like invest into the displays, because I'm like, dude, you need something to pull people over first and foremost. And if your table is kind of fucking plain Jane, especially if you got them in goddamn what's the fucking the little deli cups, which I get it, but like, dude, like, I'm telling you, like,
And I'm not now. Don't mistake me for saying show up when with just like a little cardboard cutout behind yourself and some deli cups with a net over them. More so, I'm saying take it from a guy who doesn't feel like he has it down pat. Who I definitely feel like I'm no pro. If you have the animals and you can put together a decent display, give it a shot. I mean, and for sure, always, if you can make friends with another vendor and show up and help them a few times, I mean, that's pretty big right there. Do that if you can't afford decent displays and a banner and decent lights. Do that a few times. But once you can afford them, give it a shot. You don't have to show up perfect. And when I say perfect, what I mean is all your gear perfectly organized. You don't forget a single thing. That's what I mean, as far as having it down pat. I think that to me, it's like the base floor level to have a decent banner and some lights on your animals that are clean in clean displays. To me, that's like, that's starting from the baseline there.
I'm fully a display guy because let me tell you, I see some people going back to deli cups. It's like, because they just feel like maybe they'll sell better like that. I don't agree with that. I cannot deal with theft. I see it many times. If that show gets busy, someone's gonna steal from you, and if you catch that person, you might get in trouble because you might do something that you regret. So me, I'm going full display. But I wanted to ask you, aside from that, you guys do Daytona and Tinley together only?
Yeah. Brock and I, yes. And then I'll be doing Bob's show in February with Leviathan. Only because, I haven't been able to get my own table slot there yet. So they're kind enough to have me. So
that's what I was going to ask you, because Siri is that next show that.
Wait, whoa. Yeah. So Winston, you're not able to get a slot at Babu's show?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's expanded or changed it yet, but when the list, like that thing was already booked out from jump, it seemed like. That's crazy. And also, my life was also freeing up to where I could start doing more shows right around the time that he threw his inaugural show. So the first one I went to was this past February. So at that point, there was not a table slot for me to throw my name on. And I'm not totally sure if how he's doing the August, February stuff. Because August is going to be a harder one for me to make. I know I can make the February one. And I definitely wouldn't want to do anything disrespectful to Bob as far as the worst thing I think you can do is commit to something and then either show up with no animals or say, hey, the schedule's tight, Daytona's next week, I can't make it. that's the wrong move. And I've been friends with him for so long, and I respect so much what he's done. I definitely didn't want to put myself in that position.
Yeah, dude, some people just beasted it out, man. I know a lot of people who did Bob's show and Daytona, and they killed it at both. Yeah, they killed it at both. I got some people out there who swear Daytona is always the best show they do every single year. Is that kind of you and Brock's thing? Like, is Daytona like literally one of the best shows you guys do every year, or have you had a bad Daytona before?
I wouldn't say it's the best show we do every year, but we 100% have a locked-in clientele that shows up. This year, my table was not easy to find, and I had people going out of their way to call me, message me on Instagram, looking specifically for Brock and I, because they've been coming to Brock since 2004. 21 years. Me and Brock together since 2014. Yeah. And so we have a built-in following there. But for us, honestly, the August shows are a struggle. I have way more and better inventory in February or March than I do in August. Yeah. My inventory really starts layering in by like September. So like October Tinley, I definitely have better inventory, but a lot of times I find myself at October Tinley saying, well, I've got these hatching in December or these hatching in November, so it puts me in a good position for the spring shows. So I'd say like October to March is definitely better for my inventory game. What I would say is, for me personally, I can kind of count on Daytona. Even on years where we go in with kind of sparse inventory like last year, we leave being kind of surprised by what we did make. I've never ever, knock on wood, lost money or barely made anything at Daytona. It's always it always provides for me.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you've been around the game for a minute and Daytona has been something that you've been going to for a while, I think you're definitely going to be one of those people where Daytona is just one of your more favorite shows to attend.
Yeah, as a nostalgia factor, but I'm to be honest, I am very excited about Bob's show. And I think long term that will be the start to the reptile season. At least that's what I think.
Go, Emilio.
Yeah, I agree with that fully. What would you say to those that said that in Daytona there was a little bit of vendor fatigue, I guess, because of the amount of shows that there are now nationwide, and also just that there was a sense of a little bit of a market contraction? What would you say to that?
Yeah, I think that we've all felt a market contraction. The entire, I do believe that the entire consumer economy is feeling a contraction right now. I mean, we are selling hobby animals. We're going to feel it in a bigger way than most people. Yeah. Vendor fatigue wise, honestly, some of these guys were, honestly, they had a lot of street cred. You know what I mean? For vending, a lot of them vended Bob's show and then came straight to Florida, crashed with somebody else. Got a room here for the interim because it made no sense to go back home, and so they were away from their families for like 2 full weeks. Which is a struggle. But I mean, it could just be the people I'm around. But honestly, for how much these guys put into it, I didn't hear a lot of bitching. I mean, yeah, I heard like, I miss my family. I've had a great time, but I'm ready to go. It's Sunday. Like, I got to get back to my life. But I mean, I didn't hear a lot of complaining, honestly. I mean, it was hard on them, but most of them did well at both shows, Yeah.
What I would say with the amount of Florida shows that I do, the show that's more attractive to me would be to do the series show before I do Daytona. I never do Daytona because my stuff comes late and I'm usually sold out, or I don't have enough animals to do a show like Daytona. So yeah, to me, the more attractive show to do would be a Georgia show where he's pulling people from the surrounding states and people are
Yes,
actually flying in.
especially if you live in Florida, you're going to get more
Yeah.
benefit of go. Even if you just attend, you're going to get
Yeah.
more benefit of talking to people that you're not going to see in Daytona.
Yeah, and that's not a shot at Daytona. I fucking love Daytona.
Yeah,
It's
same.
like
I mean, the
it will
nostalgia
always,
for me is off the charts.
yeah, it will always be golden. The ocean's right there, the Hilton, all of I fucking love Daytona. But we'll see how things continue to evolve. Because man, there's more shows now than ever.
Nothing ever stays the same, and we need the bar to be raised. I mean, you the only reason we're even putting Bob's show and Daytona in the same conversation is because of the August date, right? I mean, you can't compare the two shows. Bob's show is an entire evolution above where we were prior, and in all in the right direction, in my opinion.
I heard rumors. I heard rumors when I went to my Daytona 2 years ago that Daytona was going to be up for sale or potentially like no longer.
I mean, that's been the conversation for 15 years.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, it has, and every year Wayne keeps on kicking. I mean, he's a tenacious guy. I do kind of wonder what Daytona would be like without Wayne. I mean, I feel like when Wayne passes, it's kind of the natural time for that show to go. But I also, at the end of the day, if somebody can come in and put a big facelift on it, great. I mean, it's only better for our hobby. But, we'll see.
I feel like we need it. I hope someone takes the mantle and keeps it going. But, when it comes to the vending, for me, myself, right, I'm on show 65, 66 now. We need to continually get better, right? And evolve.
Yeah.
For me, it's going to be adding some Texas shows, adding a Salt Lake show, adding maybe a Louisiana show, adding, I do Pomona once a year now. I mean, that's where, little by little, we get better.
Going backwards in our conversation, right? About you just can't make up for putting in that time. Even if you don't always do Pomona, just the fact that you're doing it now and you're putting in those reps, you're meeting those people in person, that goes a long, long way. It really does. And it goes further than just whatever content you're putting out. Like long term, those relationships, that's the entire scaffolding that the rest of your time in this hobby is going to be built on. Whether that's, yes, it's like sales and whatnot, but also animal acquisition. Part of being in this a long time is having a good, stable collection with a bunch of females and males that how they're operating, that they're reliable, right? And one of these days, Emilio, you're going to want to take a big swing at something new. And having all those connections with all those people and knowing all those people, it's going to help you get a better perspective on, is this the animal I want to dump this much money into right now to plug into this super stable collection that I have, right? Like, so you put in the time on those girls, but you put in the time meeting all these people and showing up and pressing the flesh. And I mean, I feel like it's really worthwhile. Before I had kids, I was out in California. I think I was out there for 4 or 5 shows. I got to do a little bit of Texas, and then once kids come along, it's like you kind of hit a different pace in life, especially when it's 2 at once. So it's like, and I look forward to when the time provides itself to getting back to the West Coast, because it's been about 8 years. So,
yeah, and since we're on that topic of shows, I mean, I think another thing people do get in their head about is like not having anything they feel worth vending, even though they feel like they have stuff that's available, they're almost too embarrassed to display it because they're worried it's not going to sell.
I feel that way every Daytona. I do, because I've got 4 to 7 clutches hatched,
Well,
but you guys kill it every Daytona.
But
that's, I will say I was shocked actually at how we did this year. I mean, I was actually really shocked, and we had everything going against us between table placement, how I felt about my banner, number of animals we had out, but what we had were good. And like I said, we do have a kind of a built-in customer base. and I was honestly very pleasantly shocked at our Daytona.
But that feeling's natural, you would say, then, right? Like that's okay to feel like that, as far as like,
dude, 100%.
The uncertainty of how you're gonna be, I guess, looked at when it comes to you displaying stuff. But I feel like, man, if you got a nice looking fucking table, people are gonna come and see your animals, you know, and
yeah,
I don't know. I think that's kind of what it's kind of going back to what you said. Just fucking show up. Just show up.
Even if you can put together the banner and you have decent clean displays and you just have basic pet stuff, but you want to vend, get in there and vend, because you're gonna eventually, and like, you know, talk to people, you know, you're gonna eventually get invited to a dinner with somebody, you know, you're gonna be there, especially if you're new, you know, be there a little, you know, for pre-setup, hang around, you know, at, you know, when Wayne's kicking everybody out and, you know, it's kind of closing up shop, you know, talk to other vendors, put yourself out there. I mean, it's worthwhile, and you're getting your reps.
It's funny you say that, man. I will hold on real quick. I just want to say that right there, man, is a huge part of like finding the right person that you want to speak to at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's what these shows are all about. Like, you have opportunities to be shoulder to shoulder with somebody that you've been dying to talk to, that since you've been following online for I don't know how long. Like, dude, a lot of the times you can just go talk to these people straight up, face to face. And again, you don't know what that leads to. Like, that could lead to like, hey, are you doing anything for dinner? Do you want to come fucking chill with us? And
100%.
And then now you meet a table full of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And that's and mind you, you know, you don't know who's going to be at that table, and it could change your life. It really could.
100%. And it teaches you, like, look, that's the best side of things, right? Then there's the other side of things where you show up and you kind of realize, like, I don't think I want to do this again. That's also equally valuable.
Yeah,
it is
true.
You know, it is. You're like, I'm gonna shift around that crowd next time, and you know that's a good thing to know.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you know, you get to really see who it is that you're trying to support when you meet them in person. You know what I'm saying? And dude, I think that's everything in this game, is knowing who you're doing business with.
Yeah. I mean, and there's a lot of motivation that comes from it too. You know,
big time.
I like even from my Florida crew here that like I go do dinners with after Repticons and stuff. I mean, for me, that's putting gas in the gas tank, man. I need that. I'm a social animal. Like, I need that interaction.
I'm really sad that I won't be going to Tinley next month because
that makes me sad too.
I wanted to have that breakfast with you guys. I wanted to order that BLT, that brocket, but also the conversations, man. Like I know the conversation we had at Bob's in February, and like I can't wait. I can't wait for that next outside gathering conversation, and you know, because it's
100%. And at Tinley, dude, like late nights at Tinley. I mean, it makes the next day fucking tough. I'm blessed, you know. I've got Brock, and like, you know, I can't afford not to be up in the morning. You know what I mean? But like, dude, it's really tough because there's really valuable conversations at breakfast and at late night, after dinner, after things, you know, because I feel like people's guards a little bit more down. There's no cameras on. You know, you feel more comfortable with somebody because you're in person, and you just kind of get to know a little bit more of the real behind the scenes in this hobby. And all of that are just data points to help inform you, you know, moving forward.
Yeah. I can't help but to think who had the best time ever last Tinley that we were all at outside smoking that blunt. Shout to Krista. Shout to Big C.
She was great, dude. She was great.
That was the first time I saw Big C in person, was that night, hitting the blunt,
really?
like a champ. Well, like seeing her, like her step up to the plate like that. That was epic, bro.
Dude, she was awesome. She was a champ. Yeah, she hung in there.
Man. Were you gonna say something, Emilio? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, this is more projects.
Winston,
what's next? You know, what's on your radar in the next few years with Monsoon and Sunset? Like, what do you like? What makes you excited? You know, about what you're making in the near future.
So, Sunset. I mean, I think everybody knows I've been chasing the hypo puzzle Sunset for a while. This year, I mean, my odds of hitting are really slim. Only one of my 5 females decided she wanted to go. And honestly, she hasn't even fully decided yet. She's in the mid-20s. So that was kind of a blow. So I'll be back in the running for that next year. Um, I will say, so sunset wise, I'm very excited about hopefully hitting some codoms in the Sunset Freeway and super asphalt stuff. Some inchy, some fire, some leopard. Um, I'm also thinking, man, we were talking about so many other things. I got to put my brain back in my own collection. DG Monsoon, that's a big one that I'm excited to see, hopefully hit this year. But you're asking about the future. There's a few things I really want to see done with Monsoon. I'd like to see what things like Cosmos and Hurricane do in Monsoon. I'm a pretty big Monsoon fan. But I also have been a big fan of granite berms since I was a kid.
Me
So
too.
like
Man,
for me,
we have that 100% in common, bro.
yeah, it's weird. I don't know why so many people are like, they get into something, they're like, well, yeah, but how are you going to change up the
I don't need to
monsoonness,
change it. A little bit.
Right.
That's
like,
Yeah.
all the things everybody else has said, and they've said them because they're true. I'm really excited to see Ultramel Monsoon, Ultramel Leopard Monsoon, and sorry, saying Ultramel then made me think of Sunset. I'll jump back over to that. But, DG Xanthic Monsoon, all the typical stuff. But I kind of want to see some things a little more outside the box. I heard Will Morose mention it on Dave Levison's Protect Our Balls podcast before Daytona. And him and Chad Holker were like joking about genetic stripe monsoon. And I actually am one of the people that kind of want to see that. This will be my first year getting double heads. And it could totally be nothing. But what if, it's an animal with G-stripe sides and monsoon pattern straight down the back in a stripe. What if that happens? The odds, I think, predictably are a little against that, but I want to see. And one thing that I've kind of noticed in this hobby, all the animals that come out that are out of left field and really freaking cool are not animals I ever thought would have looked great together. I never would have imagined how much Hurricane does these days. Like Hurricane, I am all about getting Hurricane into puzzles. I want to see what it does in Monsoon. I can't believe that I slept so long on getting it into Sunset. Yeah. I think that's most of what I'm thinking as far as Monsoon. I mentioned Ultramel. Did you guys see the blackhead sunset clown that Justin made?
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Blackhead
Yeah.
Sunset Clown.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
and so that's one of those things where on paper you just dismiss it, but because looking at like black pastel, sunset stuff, whatever. But the blackhead worked really well there, I think, and I think you throw hypo on top of that, and that's really going to be great. I really want to see blackhead sunset ultramels.
But
You know,
Go
So-
ahead,
by the way, to interrupt you real quick, I know you love leopard DG Monsoon.
yeah, I love
hit-
the one
he
that
hit-
Justin made.
He hit one without leopard, and it is smoking.
Yes, the only reason that I mentioned the leopard one on Instagram when we were talking is because that was the first one I saw, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
but
no, it's
just-
great. But the other one,
Yeah, dude,
whoop.
I love them. I'm very excited, and I'm praying I hit this year. I missed out last year, and I'm praying I hit DG Monsoon this year. I'm a really big fan. Hopefully next year we might see some Xanthic Monsoon stuff. I'm sure somebody might pop up with it this year, but
I have some.
now
I
that-
have some double heads growing. I'm gonna try my best to have a pairing for this year.
So Emilio, you have just a straight Monsoon, right?
I have a bunch of double heads for Xanthic Monsoon growing, double heads for Ultra Monsoon growing, and some fire special het Monsoon stuff.
Special, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I think that's going to be a good move to have that in there.
Yeah, but the main project that I stayed with is the Xanthic Monsoon stuff with Mojave and special. The special might be nicer because it'll brighten more than the Mojave, but we'll see what it.
I
I like the Mojave pattern more, but we'll see.
So
what
the
works
reason reason I asked if you just had like a straight up Monsoon, but obviously you've seen plenty of them at this point.
Yeah.
So the baseline pattern isn't just, or the baseline color, especially by once it gets a little size, isn't just like flat brown. It's like a nice golden. I really think that's going to look nice and exanthic because the blacks in a monsoon are black. They're not faded black. And the background base color is already kind of a nice gold. So I think that's going to make just a really nice exanthic, to start with. And then now you layer DG on that. For you, you're probably going to layer hypo on that. And I'm excited to see that.
Is this the blackhead sunset clown? Am I tripping? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like it.
It's pretty whack.
What?
It's pretty whack, dude.
He featured it in a
come
video
on,
as
bro.
well.
Like,
If you
where's
see
the
the video, it's nice, bro. It's really nice.
where the fuck the
What?
pattern,
I
bro?
love the
Where's
deep
the
orange
pattern?
and the flames.
Unreal, bro. Can't believe I can't believe it. Bro, okay, but for reals, with that right there, we know that we've seen better example in sunset as far as brighter jeans go.
Sure, but I also think it's one of those things where you're expecting it to be terrible, and then when you see it, like the video that he did at Bob's Southeast Reptile Expo, I was shocked. Like when I saw it, I was like, I expected something not great at all. I see that, and I just see potential for Ultramel and Monarch all day long.
So do you think Ultramel will bring more pattern back into a snake like that, or do you feel like it's just going to enhance the brightness?
It's going to enhance the brightness. I don't think it's going to bring color or pattern in. One thing I think I heard Krista mention it on the Daytona recap that she did. But like one of the best things in Daytona was seeing Justin Weinrich's, big, healthy, sunset Ultramel with size on it and no pattern fade. That made me very excited for the future of sunset Ultramel.
All I'm saying is I've seen plenty of Ultramel blackhead combos that look fucking way cooler than what I just saw right now.
Yeah,
I'm being serious.
It depends on what you're looking for.
But when I want to see something in an animal. Like I don't want to just see color tone. Like I want to fucking see really cool, rich patterning in an animal. Technically, like I don't know. I feel like that's majority of people. People want pattern.
No, I don't disagree, and I think you should watch the video on that snake. I don't think I'm gonna change your mind. But the bottom line is, the reason I brought it up is that it's something you think would come out terrible, and I actually love how it came out. And I like how I like the build, the fact that he went for it in the first place. I just like people trying stuff, but I also like the potential I think it gives it. You throw Yellow Belly in there, and you throw it into hypo. I think it has a lot of potential. It also kind of made me think about getting Blackhead into some of my Ultramel puzzle stuff, for down the line, moving it into Ultramel puzzle sunset stuff.
I love Blackhead. Don't get me wrong. And that's the thing. Listen, the only reason why I have such a strong opinion on this is just not to be a sunset hater. It's just to say I like Blackhead, and I do not like what I just saw in Sunset Clown. Like, I've seen Blackhead look way cooler in Ultramel, whatever.
By all means, dude, I'm not comparing it to like the Spot Nose Sunset Clown, which is actually one of my favorite Sunset Clowns that I've seen.
See, look. At least Brandon gets it where he even says the clown's getting messed up with, or I'm sorry, that snake's getting messed up with due to Clown. And he's probably right. Clown is probably fucking all that up. Who knows? But guess what?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's creating that lateral backstrap. Yeah.
It just didn't work out. And guess what? I love
Let me get in
my friend. And guess what? Winston's my good friend. But nobody's safe in this topic. Nobody is. You know what I mean?
Let me say this.
Also, it was a little bit loaded for me to throw that one in there because I just kind of also wanted to give you something to tee off on. So,
you're doing a hell of a job sticking up for Sunset. Right?
Let me say this, man. I've never been a Sunset Clown guy. But that one, at least, I was like, okay, am I going to do it?
Yeah.
No. But it looked better than the Sunset Clowns I've seen before. I don't know. In the video.
Well, also, like I said, you've got to have the fact that somebody tried it out and the way I thought it would look compared to what I saw. That's what was impressive to me. Did it blow my socks off?
I'm not working Sunset Clown. I'm not. And much love
MJ,
to everyone that is.
What? Go ahead. Go, Winston.
Can you bring up the Spot Nose Sunset Clown that Justin made?
Okay, relax.
That's nice.
Oh, come on now. It's fucking hot, dude. I love it.
Yeah, that's nice. That's
you know where that one's at? Is that on his page? The Sunset Spot Nose Clown?
If you just Google it and Google image it, it pops up pretty quick.
He's made it for a while, right? That's been out for a while, right? The Sunset Spot.
Yeah, correct. But I don't think I saw him. I don't remember him posting any new leveling up on that last year. So it's from the year before.
Spot nose sunset clown. I don't see it.
So that one, well, that's pretty much probably my favorite combo that I've seen so far.
Much brighter animal. Yeah.
Oh,
and
is
it has a lot. It has more pattern.
Is it this one
Yeah,
right
but-
here? Is it this one by chance? Right here to the right? That's it, right?
Hard for me to see. Amelia will have to tell you because
It
that's
might be a
phone.
click on it. Yeah.
Hold on, let me
think-
see.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Either way, all I was trying to say is that's a predictable win, right? Like Spot Nose Sunset Clown is a predictably great animal.
Why is there
love that he-
subtitles in Indonesia? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening.
It's fine. I probably shouldn't have asked you to go for it.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So this is the spot nose sunset clown.
Yeah, and there's somebody else that hit that with special, and it was unreal.
Okay.
It was really nice.
There you go. This is it right here. Now you can kind of see it at all. Probably not Winston.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, I can see it better. Yeah.
And
Yep.
you know what? Dude, spot nose is fucking powerful. Holy shit. I really underestimated
It
how
is.
powerful spot nose is.
Yeah, that's a much better animal. I mean, obviously, to me.
Spot Nose is one of my favorite, incomplete dominants out there. I don't know. It makes almost everything better that it touches.
And honestly, that wins that argument because we don't know what, like, for instance, what spot nose would even do a blackhead clown sunset.
Yeah, I don't know either. And like I said, my main point behind that was just that I love that somebody shot for something that on paper might not have worked out well. I'm a big believer in that.
We have to see it. Like, we got to see it.
Yeah.
And so somebody needs to step up to the plate. So you're right. I agree.
Just like what you said with genetic stripe monsoon. I mean, it's gotta try. You never know.
Yeah, that's basically what I was basing off of. There's a total chance we're all going to laugh about what that looks like. But if it works out really cool, then great. But nobody's really going to know if you don't do it.
I mean, clown altered the pattern, and monsoon is even stronger than clown. So,
yeah.
I mean, maybe,
100%. It's either going to just look like a monsoon with maybe like two stripes on the back. I don't know. I mean, it could be hard to tell. We'll see how powerful monsoon is versus G-stripe. That's also another enjoyable thing to learn is what genes are stronger than other genes, right? Like, part of the reason that I really like the Cosmos is there was a lot being done with these other granite types, but once you got it into clown or anything else, it really didn't show up that well. And Cosmos just seems to be 25%, just 20 to 25% more dominant. It actually shows up, and it shows up in a big way. So I'm kind of looking forward, like that gives me hope for being able to do some kind of cool, like Cosmos Hurricane puzzle type stuff. Like I saw the Hurricane puzzles that MORPH's been making, and I was really surprised at how much Hurricane shows up and works with puzzle. So I'm wondering, can we throw even more graniting on top of that and still keep the puzzle pattern? Something I'm very interested in. Especially in hypo puzzle.
The next 5 to 8 years, I think are gonna be super, super Cosmos and Tornado. Like, that's gonna be, to me.
Yeah.
What I see is Tornado being what Monsoon was.
So I'm really excited about Tornado. I mean, I've been excited about Tornado since Justin's first video. Jeremy Baud down here in Florida has made some, and they're incredible in person. For me personally, I heard a lot of people talking about them when they left Justin's after seeing an adult female in person. So that said a lot to me. But to me, it's like having another clown, another puzzle, another lane to build off of, right? Like, I don't look at Tornado, for me at least, I don't go, oh man, I really am excited to see that in clown. I would like to kind of see what it does with puzzle, just to see who wins out there and what's that pattern going to look like, because we're always looking for the next crazy pattern to build off of. But just the Tornado alone, with like the shreds down the sides and the way it opens up those windows, man, I want to see a lot of these incomplete dominants come in there and see how we shade those windows in. And it's got a nice bass tone to it to begin with. So And it seems to hold very vivid, high contrast pattern, you know, up into adulthood, which interests me a lot.
Yeah, I told Justin and Jeremy that what I wanted to see the most, hands down, is tornado puzzle. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, well, I mean, because you never know when the next thing is gonna, like, I would have never predicted that G-Stripe Clown looks like it does, like with the little chopped up little half crescents and stuff. It's like we have to swing at these things so that we can at least see what they look like.
Yeah.
Because even if you only hit on 1 out of 100 being awesome, unpredictably awesome, that when you hit that one, that just gave everybody 10 years of something new to build off of.
Yeah.
D-Stripe Clown, yikes. You think that'll make a comeback? I don't know.
No, it was just awesome when it first came out. Like, and it was cool, you know, it was an unpredictable outcome and it was fun to build off of.
And okay, another thing about ball pythons, right? Like, you got to be okay with being able to pivot. Like, you made something and it just, all right, just maybe it didn't have the legs you thought it was going to have, but just keep moving, you know?
Correct. And see if you can use any of that stuff as building blocks. Like, you know, Will Morose says that the het clown influence he's getting in a lot of his puzzles, it wasn't a total waste. Yeah, he's not trying to hit puzzle clowns, but having that het clown influence are giving him sharper, cooler looking animals. And those are going to sell for, you know, quicker than other ones.
Yeah.
Are you rooting for the people out there who are trying to still hit puzzle clowns? What's your take for the puzzle clown?
I mean, I'm always rooting for everybody to win. I am. And like, you know, I'm not chasing that. And I'm okay with that. I also personally don't think it's a bad thing not to plug into clown, like, or not to plug in, or certain things not to plug into puzzle or whatever it is. We have these pillars of pattern we like to build off of, you know. Clown, puzzle, tornado for sure in the future is going to be a big one. Zebra, like, I think we've only just began to get those like lateral striping that way, or what would that be, horizontal striping. We've only started to just mess with that. I think when you see like a DG Xanthic or a hypo, like actually Barry Swope and Jason Kittinger, without any extra, to my knowledge, incomplete dominant mixers, the hypo zebras they had in Daytona, I was really shocked. The pattern was like incredibly well separated, and it was really, really clearly, decisively banded down the snake. And the color was fantastic.
Nice.
Zebra hypo. Who had those?
I didn't see those.
Barry Swope and Jason Kittinger.
Damn, shout out to Barry and Jason.
Oh, dude, yeah, they're making a lot of great stuff this year. Also, Barry hit that hypo paint. And Barry and I both have been kind of like trying to get a foothold in paint for, I'd say, the last 3 years. And when he hit that hypo, I mean, I just keep getting more excited about paint, and I really want to see hypo sunset paint. That's kind of the direction I'm hoping to go. I'm also been working it into puzzle as well, hypo puzzle. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about the future there.
But you're not working zebra, right?
I am. I'm slowly working zebra. Yeah. This year I just paired for triple het zebra DG Xanthics.
Are you believing that pastel needs to be in zebra?
It helps that morph a lot, but I'll tell you, based off of those hypos I saw, it does not have to be in zebra. Those hypos were, I couldn't. It's not like it was just one of them. They had a few, and they were all super clean, very orange, great pattern contrast, and like I said, the banding was just. I think the hypo played a little bit with the pattern there because the banding was really, really separated and like distinct, which is what I want to see in a zebra.
Yeah.
DG hypo zebra. Damn.
DG.
Yeah, seriously.
Be sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have clown zebras been made yet?
Yeah, Justin's made some.
What do those look like?
They're cool.
Whatever.
Honestly, I've heard some people say like that. I think he hit like a pastel spot. Okay, you were.
Oh, I remember. I've seen. What am I talking about? I've seen one in person. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot.
Yeah, dude, trust me. I mean, in ball pythons, it's easy to forget,
Yeah,
like because you
so
see,
much.
there's so much stuff.
But see, okay,
But
that's my point exactly, right? Like, dude, even somebody like Justin, right? Like, nobody always remembers everything this guy fucking hits. Like, it's not about the one snake you hit.
Correct.
It's pretty wild how quick things just come and go. Like, and we think about a snake like zebra clown. I think it was a spot nose zebra clown.
I think it was pastel spot nose because what I picked up on was quite a few people saying that the pastel did a lot for it in clown.
Yeah, but I remember him showing me the snake and saying, "MJ, nobody knows I hit this snake yet. You can't show nobody." And remember, like, wow, like that must be fucking huge. But he's made so much other cooler shit since then. It's kind of like, all right, like I don't know, just like the wins are great in this game, in the ball python game, but they don't last long. It's kind of like, all right, you need to hurry up and make something else sick now. It's like,
yeah, it's a
crazy.
serious conveyor belt, man. And and even people like Justin, I mean, like I've heard him mention more than once that sometimes it does get old having people just ask what's next, versus like, what about building on this? Like I said, I'm still pumped over just hypo zebra, it's like, and by next year, people will be asking, Barry, where the DG hypo zebra is, you know what I mean? Like, and where is it with black pastel, yellow belly, and orange dream?
Dude, that I have to say that confusion yellow belly DG exanthic clown might be, to me as an exanthic guy, now that might be the best animal ever made for me.
Dude, the chin, the little chin strap, and like I don't know. Yeah, the blacks are so black.
And fucking insane.
Yeah,
this game is animals like that make you say fucking wow. This game is unstoppable.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. That made me very excited. And you know what's interesting is John Towers picked up a it was not DG exanthic. It was a spot nose yellow belly confusion exanthic clown from Justin, and I believe it was last year, around this time last year actually. And when I saw that animal on the group chat I was on, I was like, holy crap, I already think it's phenomenal. And there isn't even DG in it yet. And then now about 1 year later, Justin shows it with DG. And honestly, it's better than I even thought it would be.
Dude, he put it in the video next to a DG exanthic clown. And this thing is fucking white.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. So I want to see. So, going to like monsoon stuff, DG exanthic monsoon, that's where I feel like I want to see what things like, all right, so the spot nose might not visually change the pattern, right? But if it cleans up the color to where, you have like, let's say a spot nose confusion yellow belly DG exanthic monsoon, are we going to get that same contrast of whites and blacks? If we are, sign me the fuck up. Like, I want to get to see that.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we're gonna go ahead, Emilio.
That's why you got people out there, okay, that are on the fence. These animals that we're talking about. That's why you can never jump over to that side and dip. Do not dip. Just chill.
You lose everything you built.
Yeah,
you
man. Don't do that.
Even if you just maintain for a couple of years.
Just slow down and take it easy. Take it easy. Don't jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hatch good animals. Raise up quality females you made yourself that are clean, safe, and raise those. And when you have the wind in your sails again, or you feel like the market has the wind in its sails, whatever, or the right new morph comes out and tickled your fancy, you're not gonna be as worried about sinking that 5K, 10K, 20K, whatever into that animal, because you have a collection that you have learned. You have the owner's manual. You know what I mean? You know this collection. And sometimes people will grind at this for 8 or 10 years, and it's that 10th year with some new investment or some new combo they didn't expect to hit, that boom, the next 5 years made those first 10 years of grinding more than worth it.
All right, wrap up topic before we end tonight, which has been a great episode, I've got to say. But my question to you, bro, is like, for instance, like, I think this has been talked about obviously before, like pairing just to pair, like meaning like, let's say you have 2 adults and you just want to see, can you fucking make it happen? Right. And I think I encourage that. Like, why not? Like, You know, but like let's
Sure,
say
if you're at that level, you know, and you've got 3
right.
snakes, I mean,
But let's say you're about 3 years away from making stuff you truly want to make, right? In the meantime, is it smart to keep just pairing whatever the fuck you want to pair? Without any really methodical like planning behind the project. Like it's in a sense like you're not even trying to hold any of this shit back. You're just doing it. Like
no, yeah, right. Well, see, so you just, you just, as soon as you said that, like, you're not even trying to hold this shit back. You're just doing it to do it. You'd be kind of better off getting rid of those snakes and not feeding them over that amount of time. You know what I mean? If you're pairing because you yeah, well, I was gonna say because you have a hunch and you want to see how something turns out. That's one thing, and it doesn't work out. Okay, you don't keep going down back to that well. But yeah, I mean, if you're pairing for no real reason and you don't vend, 25 shows a year or something, and you don't need product for what you're vending, like intentionally, yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
and you know what? I bring this up because I shout to everyone. Well, you don't really deal with conversations like this much with chondros, but like with ball pythons, you get people who are very motivated, picking stuff up, and then they tell you like, well, I have this pairing going down, and they just bought some really expensive animals from you, but then that pairing is just like, well, what are you going to do with that? Like, I don't understand. Like, are you going to hold any of those back? And it's kind of like a thing where like, no, I just want to, I'll just sell them. But I feel like people don't realize how hard it is to sell an animal. Like I feel like it's easier to get a ball python to breed than it is to fucking sell nowadays.
Definitely. No,
I really
definitely.
do. And people need to not
I fully
overthink
agree.
that.
No, you're 100% right. Yes. Breeding ball pythons is not the most complicated thing in the world, especially these days. It is more about how do you actually sell those animals,
Right.
And if you are like, look, I have some pairings that like to most people, they're like, what's the point? There's no recessives, or whatever. But
Yeah.
dude, some of the most popular animals I had in Daytona were just multi-gene, codom stacks of like blackhead and super blackhead. And I mean, I am a guy that's been in this a long time, and I do still kind of get off on seeing not just how many genes I can stack. I don't need to make a killer blast, a lesser killer blast. I don't want a white snake with squiggles. I want to see what happened. I had never seen a super orange dream, super blackhead, Mojave, yellow belly. You know what I mean? I wanted to see that, and I made a decent couple of clutches for that stuff, and I made quite a few $1,000s selling those at Daytona. I didn't expect the amount of people that were interested in those just multi codom animals to still be around in 2025. But one thing I heard from a lot of people is not many people are doing this anymore. Just trying to make cool animals, even if they're not triple recessive.
Yeah, just for the whole visual aspect of it,
Yeah.
which I think is still important to everything we do, regardless of what morphs are trending or what projects trending, dude. Like you could still just simply just make it simple and make cool shit.
Yeah.
Also, if you pick up a female, I mean, they're great females to have for some recessive project or double or triple recessive male you buy in the future. If you think you might want to get, let's say, like blackhead, hurricane, yellow belly, and orange dream all in one snake,
Yeah. All right, Milo, what you got for him, bro?
This is typically in my hot seats, but I'm gonna give you a hard question. I know you love both genes, but it being the wrap up gives you time to explain. Pick the one you truly love, because you also have your business partner that can pick up the other one.
That is helpful.
I have to ask you, bro. You have love for these two. Tell me which one you'd work with if you had to dip on one. Monsoon or Clown? I'm sorry, Monsoon or Sunset?
Man, that's really hard.
Rough.
So my problem is like with Sunset, it can go so many places, and MJ and I may vary on how worthwhile all those places are, but I want to see it do so many different things. On the converse, I am a hobbyist just like everybody else, and I've only hatched a few years of monsoons, and it is still exciting to me to hatch a monsoon clutch with a couple of different variable codoms in there and seeing what happens. It's the novelty. I mean, but that being said, then I'd lose all my ground on like Ultramel, Sunset, Hypo Puzzle shit, or like something that direction.
Rough.
I'm gonna get crucified either way on this one. I feel like if I had to lose one of them right now, I think it might be Monsoon.
Okay.
Only because, I mean, dude, I've spent 2 years pairing for Hypo Ultramel Sunsets. I still haven't seen it. I have to make that snake. You know, like there's a lot of things I want to do there. Even if it all ends up, I mean, it's also kind of a bit more of a gamble for me in the sense of like I want to see what else I can do with Sunset. I feel like I almost already know the wins on Monsoon. Like it's a little bit more predictable.
Gotcha. That was a
And
good.
I feel like I have a bigger chance of surprising somebody with something that they don't see coming in Sunset than I do in Monsoon.
Great explanation. That's how we should be breaking down our projects.
Also, for the record, I really don't want to get rid of any of my Monsoon stuff.
Oh, I agree. You know, I mean, we never theoretically do these things, but
yeah,
when we are thinking about doing these things, these are the ways we should be thinking. You know, so
no, 100%.
All right. Well, listen, round 2 hot seat questions coming at you, Winston. And my round 2s, bro, not premeditated. I'm literally freestyling this shit off the top of my dome. But Emilio, not so much. He premeditates all his questions, and he's going to come at you pretty sideways right now. So I'll make it easy, and then Emilio won't make it so easy for you, okay? So
all right, go for it.
Hot seat questions, guys, coming in hot. Do me a favor. Get the lights up. Winston, quicker the better. You ready?
All right.
I'm
All
not
right.
quite sure how to
Oh,
help you with that.
shut up, Alexa. Piss me off. All right. Here we go. Coming in hot. Favorite family dinner to eat on a weekly basis?
All right, you broke up. Favorite what? Family dinner?
Yeah, like what's your favorite family dinner to have like on a on a weekday? You know what I mean?
Honestly, my wife grills the hell out of just some basic hamburgers and hot dogs. I know it sounds stripped down and basic, but it's easy. It's good. My kids like it. I like it. And the leftovers work great for the next day.
You hella ate bagel bites as a kid, didn't you? Like you're a big
fuck no, dude. My kids wanted to try them. I bought them, and they're somehow worse than ever.
Are they? Damn.
Yeah. You said basic family dinner. The other one is we got a great steak place down the road that we actually go to pretty frequently because we've known the family for years. So
one reptile show you love to vend that you haven't vended yet.
I have never vended the Pomona Super Show. I've attended but I've never vended that show. That seems I mean I think I would be a fart in the wind there, but it would be really cool to get to say I did it.
One double recessive you must hit within the next 2 years. And like include the incomplete dominance in the mix too.
Yeah. But yeah, oh man, double recessive that I must hit in the next few years. Exanthic Monsoon.
Wow. Okay. Damn, dude. I'm trying to already visualize that. Okay, cool.
I need to hit that one. I want to hit that one. DG, I'm already counting DG in the bag for this year, man. I'm being positive.
In the next 5 to 8 years, how much Exantic production do you want to have? Like, how much will Exantic kind of start taking over the colored stuff, do you think? Like, where are you going to keep that ratio?
Yeah. No, it's going to keep raising, I mean, think about it. I mean, 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, I had 0, and back to being a hobbyist at heart. I mean, we are all interested in seeing something we haven't seen a lot of before. Right now, I would love to have a hell of a lot of silver and black snakes and white and black snakes in my collection. I'm excited to look at them.
All right. Last but not least, what's your idea of a successful ball python breeder?
If you can do this without losing money on it, right? And that's everything. That's going to shows. That's being able to buy a couple new animals you're excited about each year. That's feeding your collection. That's buying some new racks. If you're able to do that after a few years without losing money. So at the end of the year, even if your only net profit was $5,000, that's a success.
I love it. All right, Emilio, don't go easy on him, pal. Let's go.
I'm not. All right, man. I'm gonna give you a list of. We're gonna start off with 6. I'm gonna give you a list of 6 recessives. You're gonna pick 3 that you can work. That you're gonna continue
Jesus
to work
Christ.
with.
How does he remember these lists, bro? Like,
I write it all down.
no, but do you want to
It's
write
all
it
written
down?
down.
No, but him, how does the person playing this game remember everything? Like,
Just hit me with it.
They're very near and dear to his heart.
okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, he already asked me. Which, dude,
All right,
hey, by the way,
pick,
coming up with just 6 was hard already.
Okay.
You're going to pick 3 out of these 6. DG, Hypo, Sunset, Monsoon, Exantic, Puzzle. Pick 3.
Oh, my God.
As of right this minute, DG, Exanthic, and Puzzle, because I want to make that.
Wow.
Okay.
Sunset was
But
not
dude, there's no winning here because Hypo is a absolute necessity in everything, and I want to make Sunset Hypo Monsoons. So there's no winning.
Hey, this is theoretical. All right,
Look, it's late. It's off the dome. I'm just saying the first thing I think of.
All right, pick 3 incomplete dominants out of these 6. Hurricane, Cosmos, Cypress, Acid/Confusion. That's how I refer to them. Okay?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Special, Spot Nose.
first 3.
I mean, just man, Spot Nose, Hurricane. All right, I'm gonna go so I can have the most impact with what I'm doing. Right, Spot Nose, Hurricane, Confusion/Acid. If I'm looking at this, I just got to set myself up to make the most visual impact. I'm gonna pick that lane.
Okay. These are amazing combos, okay? This is a little easier. Pick 2. Spot Nose, Sunset Clown, Confusion, Yellow Belly, DG Exantic Clown, Spot Nose, Yellow Belly, Hypo, Puzzle, or Leopard, DG Monsoon.
Bro, that Spot Nose, Yellow Belly, Hypo, Puzzle that John Towers picked up from Barry Swope. I cannot say enough about that snake. It was, for what it is, it was shockingly phenomenal to me. So I'm definitely picking that. Would you say I can only pick 2?
Yeah.
Wow. So for me personally, I would go with the Spot Nose Sunset Clown because of what I have in that lane and how much I already want to make one of those. It would take me a lot further. Okay. I'm way far behind in the DG Xantha Clown stuff.
All right. Pick 2. No, that's already off. All right. One last one. Two more. In Ultra Sunset, Sugar/Calico or Spot Nose?
So the Sugar/Calico reaction with Sunset is big. But I'm going to go Spot Nose because I think that Sugar/Calico, it's going to turn the color way up, but I don't know what it's going to do to the pattern. I don't know how strong it's going to come through. And because of that, I'm going to go with my sure bet because I've got a strong foundation for what I can predict this is going to look like. I'm going to go Spot Nose.
Okay. And then one last one. If you had to bet, what's going to look better in Tornado, Clown or Puzzle?
Neither. Not going to lie. You're just going to screw up my Tornado pattern, man. I don't want. If I had to predict, man, I don't know how strong Tornado is. I know Clown's gonna be strong. It's gonna have a strong fight in there. So, I feel like we're gonna and I could totally roll these dice and be wrong.
You're betting
we might see more out of Clown than Puzzle in Tornado.
Okay. All right, man.
But just to make an argument against myself. Because Clown's so strong, might just look like a clown with a little bit of waves. So I could be wrong, but yeah.
All right, you survived the hot seats, and I went really hard on you, bro.
yeah. There's no winning in any of those answers. They're all. Let me
tell you something. I feel like from this hot seat, I think people are gonna learn a lot.
Now, I will tell you this. It's also how you phrase the question, right? Like you were like, which one do you think you're going to see a bigger reaction out of, clown or puzzle? Now, ask me which one am I way more anxious to see? Puzzle, tornado all day long.
Okay.
But honestly, it's so new. I'm still busy loving the tornado pattern, man. It's going to take a while for me to get sick of that. I want to see the colors change. I want to alter the pattern with incomplete dominance.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the round 3, buddy. Can't wait to have you back.
Dude, I want to. This is a really fun hang, and I really wanted to get to do it with Emilio as well. So, honestly, thank you guys for having me back on. I'd like to do it more often. So,
dude, we had a lot of fun.
Before we let you go, Winston, why don't you drop where people can follow you, reach you out, all that good stuff?
WHS Reptiles on Instagram. Keep a good eye on Brock Wagner's Morph Market. Between the two of us, we are starting to hatch out some quality stuff. We're getting it shed, we're getting it fed, and I'd say in the next couple weeks, we're gonna have a lot more animals for sale on Brock Wagner's Morph Market page. So, and hit me up on Instagram or Facebook anytime.
Shout out to the OG, man.
Yeah, shout out to Brock, of course. And we need to get. I think the next time we have you on, it has to be with Brock. I need that side-by-side podcast.
I'll never overtalk him, dude. That guy will overtalk me for days. His voice is too powerful.
It's still fun though.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I couldn't agree more. I would love to do it. You asked me about it once, and I said, "Lock it the fuck in, man."
Well, we kind of had it at Tinley that one time. Remember?
We did.
Fun, man. But yeah, listen, again, I mean this when I say this, Winston. You're one of the best people in the game. Thank you so much for
everything. Appreciate it,
dude. And looking forward to have you back. But guys, make sure go check him out. All right, he's a force to be reckoned with. Cannot sleep on Winston and Brock. Check him out. WH Reptiles. Give it up. It's a wrap for Winston, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, man. You're the man.
Good work, Winston.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, man. We'll talk soon.
Yep. Later, guys.
Peace. The real one right there. Good guy.
I love these Monday nights, bro. We just start going ape shit on fucking on the game and the love of the game and the future, and I love it.
I love the ones who pay attention to the game we're putting out. You know what I mean? Like, this is all crazy fucking little bit of tools that could get you to the next level. Mm-hmm. People like Winston are taking their time out of their evenings to basically say what worked for them, and things that they're learning, with the amount of time that you and Winston have had in this game, you guys are never done learning. Their learning doesn't end, and that's the way it needs to be. And if you're in a position where you feel like you don't need to learn anymore, I feel like you need to find something else, because once you stop learning, dude, you stop growing. And that's what's crazy is again, God bless anyone out there who wants to do what they want to do in life, man. But if you ever feel like you know it all, man, you're definitely not doing the right thing, because one thing I love about no matter what the species is, breeding in general, we're always talking about something that we're learning about, and learning is how you grow in life, so.
Yes, sir.
Love it, man. Can't wait. And again, to repeat what you just said, I fucking love these Monday nights. I got to say, man, I have this new wave of excitement when it comes to these Monday nights. And I feel like because we're talking to the people who have legit success in this hobby, because it's as hard as things are. And what I mean by that is not everyone has success. It doesn't mean you can't have it. It just takes time.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. Guys, Villarino Reptiles, please go check them out on IG. Appreciate you so much. But it's a wrap for Big E, Top G, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, man. Good night, guys.
Have a good night, man. Appreciate you so much. Talk to you soon. Great episode, guys. Thank you so much for tapping in. Before we let you guys go, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. You'll be reminded of every podcast released out of the network. And of course, if YouTube isn't your jam and you rather just hear the audio side of things, you don't like me or Emilio's ugly mug, then go listen to all these episodes that we have on a Monday night on all the audio platforms, Buzzsprout, Google Play, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. So, and if you're looking for exclusive content, if you want to get more out of what you see out of each episode, come join the Trap Talk Patreon family tonight. Click that very first link in the description below. Connect to the Discord and also connect to the Instagram group chat. That's popping 24/7. A lot of great things to come. And again, what an amazing night. Thank you for all the love and support. Please check out all my sponsors in the description below, and I'll catch you guys here next week. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Devin.
I'm Teresa, and we are Pragmotors. We are based in Czech Republic, a small country in the middle of Europe.
We really love animals that revolve around multi-recessive projects, and one of our very favorites is Hypo. We're really looking forward to clutches that are coming this season, and some of those are Hypo Clown, DG Clown, Hypo DG Clown, and one of our all-time favorites, Hypo Puzzle.
Hope you enjoyed the next episode on Trap Talk, the greatest reptile network in the world.
If you guys want to see next level cutting edge ball python projects, please make sure you head over to their Instagram to follow all their amazing work, and head over to their website to see what they could possibly have available by heading over to progmorphs.com. Thank you again, Devin and Teresa, for bringing some of the biggest heat worldwide in the ball python game. If you want to be organized, if you want to be cutting edge in the ball python game, then you don't want to miss this. Shout out to today's sponsor, and that's Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. No better place to start off than by using this app. Clutch is an organization app that helps you organize all your ball python projects. It also helps your peers and your fellow community members look at what you possibly have coming for the upcoming ball python season, what you have currently available on Morph Market. It's so awesome to be ahead of the game by using organization app like Clutch. Thank you so much, the entire Clutch team, amazing team over at Clutch. If I were you, I would head over to Clutch's Instagram account, and I would also head over to their website, try it out, see how it works for you, but especially if you're just now coming into this, before you build your reptile collection, I would do it organized, and I would do it with Clutch. Thank you, Clutch, for being so amazing. Excited to hear what Clutch has to bring in the